Me and my family built my first ever robot and we entered it into Central Illinois Robotics Club's Bot Brawl for 2019. I was super excited. It was a Viper kit, and my first ever match was against Paul's Revenge. Paul's Revenge, both me and him were talking about how we wanted really big hits for our first match, and we were both really excited to face each other, and well, this is what happened.
All right, go ahead and hit. All right, and the match begins in 3, 2, 1. Fight, robots. All right, both robots.
Robots get their weapons up to speed. Oh! Big hit right there to the wheel off Paul's Revenge.
And just like that, my weapon gets shattered off, but I take his wheel off. He's able to gyro dance, so I push him into the wall. Luckily, he gets stuck there, and it looks like he's out of the fight. I am still in total shock that my weapon is gone. I nudge him a little bit to see if he can still stay stuck, maybe to help him out. I wasn't really sure what was going through my head in that moment. But he gets counted out, and that was the end of the match. Paul's Revenge is such a wickedly awesome robot, and his driver was super cool to talk to. Afterwards, I checked the damage. Right here, you can see the weapon shaft is completely gone. I cannot use this motor anymore. But luckily, the driver of Kitty Cat, he gave me a new weapon motor that I had to modify my blade to fit on. This is the damage that happened to Paul's Revenge. Part of his armor was cracked and damaged. His wheel was gone. But as a war prize, I gave him my old motor, which he said he's going to fix and add to his next robot in the future. So hopefully it'll work out for him. My next fight is against Arsenic, which is a deadly spinner that has won tournaments before. And this is what happened.
The match will begin in 3, 2, 1. Fight, robots, fight! Arsenic's weapon up to speed.
Sadly, with the new motor, it didn't work very well with my drive. My tiny ESCs did not like it, and I was having a lot of trouble driving. I was warned about it having trouble, though.
We'll see. He's got down to one wheel, but he's still moving. And now he's down to no wheels.
And just like that, I had to tap. He ripped off both of my wheels. What an awesome robot that guy has. It was an amazing opportunity to fight Arsenic, and it was a great fight. I would have lost anyway, regardless, I believe. And right there, he put a big gash on my side, and he actually tore out one of the screws in my front plate, so I couldn't actually put all 4 screws on. I had to add 3. There's another little hole right there, and my wheels are just completely shredded. Luckily, I have some backups. Next up, I fight Petty Thief.
All right, both competitors.
He offered help to help me out for after the second fight. Luckily, I didn't really need it, but sadly, as you'll see in a second, I still will have some drive issues, but maybe I'll overcome them.
3, 2, 1, fight! Both weapons up to speed. See who's going to make the first hit. Oh, coming from behind. Some sparks. Strand is trying to find a good bite on the wheel, maybe.
Right about here, I realize I've lost drive entirely. The motor and the tiny ESCs do not like each other, so I eventually just stall out, and that's the end of the fight. The driver of Petty Thief was really cool and very kind. It was a pleasure to get to talk with him again. Last year we shared a table when I was driving Ricky's robot. Luckily, though, we agreed to have a rematch because we both didn't like how that ended. And, well, here's the rematch.
And we will start the match up. And the match will begin in 3, 2, 1. Fight, robots, fight!
So for this match, I realized I had to spin the blade, turn it off, then drive. So that was my strategy into this fight, and I was able to get it to work quite well, I think.
Ooh, up and over the top. This is correct. Petty Thief and...
Right there, he grinds up my back and adds more scraping to my armor, as you can see right there. Same from the last fight we had.
Petty Thief, the smaller vertical spinner, going against each other right now. And once again, this is a grudge match. That means that both robots are eliminated from the tournament, but they are just wanting to fight each other just for fun, just to get another couple of fights in, so you'll probably see them a little bit later throughout the day. And Boiler Brats,
Ooh,
thank
that
you
was a
for
nice flip.
subscribing with that Twitch Prime. Once again, if you have not linked your Amazon Prime to your Twitch, you get yourself a free
Right there, I'm upside down. I normally
which
don't
Boiler
drive
Brats
too well,
just
but
took
I'm trying to
advantage of,
spin my
and you
blade.
get all
It's
kinds
not
of
getting up to
different
full speed.
benefits, which you can see in the panels below the stream right now. But we'll go ahead and let Dan do the call on the action on this Stranded versus Petty Thief grudge match.
50 seconds remaining in the match.
And oh boy, my front
armor
plate
is
comes
opened up
loose, and
now.
I am really nervous he's going to hit something.
Doesn't look like there's anything. Oh, and he's in the hole.
It was an amazing fight, and it was a pleasure to meet this gentleman. I was super excited to get more fights than last year. Last year I only had 2 fights. Much respect to you, Petty Thief. And there's the damage he did to the back of my robot. A nice little scrape. But now it's time for the Rumble.
4 minutes instead of 2. And the match Rumble will begin in 3, 2, 1. Robots fight.
And just like that, I conk out again. Sadly, the motor and the tiny SCs did not like each other, and that meant I was out. But I'll let you enjoy the rest of this Rumble, but before I stop talking, I just want to give a huge shout out to the kitty cat driver and his family. They were super cool in helping me out. If it wasn't for the kitty cat driver, I couldn't have had a weapon for the rest of the tournament, and he gave me the motor as well. Without him, I wouldn't know what I would have done. I'm hugely thankful for what he did, and it was a pleasure, and best of luck to you in the future. To the Paul's Revenge team and their family for talking to me, and for just hanging out and chilling and just talking about our fights and just rooting each other on. Same with the driver of Spanook, Bloodsport people, and also shout out to Petty Thief for giving me some spare parts. Thank you guys for watching, and enjoy the rest of the Rumble.
How is it not on a air tank? The air tank! Not the electronics. I can use those. We have time for a grudge match, I'll fight with. Spin to win! Someone bumped Mixelbot's still kicking around just fine. Kinda. Oh yeah, right.
1 minute remaining in the match.
It's still gyro around. It'll be alright.
Seconds remaining.
Someone should hit the taco instead of the ball.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the end of the match. All right, so the way we decide winners now is whoever is capable of driving back to the door under their own control, fully operational, is to move your robot and then place it on top of the arena in front.